Hello and welcome to FDS MTG News for Tuesday, March 15th, 2022. The Professor's Kickstarter launches today at 3 p.m. Eastern. Since I'm recording this the night before, I'm assuming it's funded in less than 15 minutes after it launches. This is your reminder to go check it out. Now to Steve with sports. What do you mean Steve isn't responding? Well, where is he? Didn't we pay for his airfare? What do you mean it's a remote event? I thought we researched these things. Then where the hell is Steve? The money. That motherfucker. The Neon Dynasty Championship was held over this weekend with 3 full days of historic gameplay. It also included alchemy gameplay as well. Jim Davis, no, not that one, went into the top 8 with 0 losses on a Grixis mid-range deck, but lost the first 2 rounds of the top 8, losing the first to the 8th seed Ely Cassis, who was running an Orzhov Venture deck, and then being eliminated by Johnny Gutman running a mono-white aggro deck. Ely Cassis went on to win the championship by defeating Zach Dunn, who was running a Mardu mid-range deck. The final match came down to dueling Wandering Emperors and Meathook Massacres, with both players having one of each on the field. Cassis was able to get the edge when they drew a second Meathook Massacre, which cleared the board of all but one of their creatures and leaving Dunn at 6 life. Dunn had a few more chances with some blood tokens on the field, but they passed on a Reflections of Kiki-Jiki to discard it to find another possible answer with their remaining blood tokens. Sadly, the gamble did not pay off, as Dunn's next 2 draws were lands, and at that point they conceded the match and the championship to Cassis. Congratulations to Ely Cassis. And also congratulations to Zach Dunn, Uday Miyano, Johnny Gutman, Yamin Ji, Jean-Emmanuel Depraz, who, along with Cassis, by finishing in the top 6, have gained invitations to the Magic World Championship of 2022. On March 9th, Mark Rosewater, responding to a Tumblr user, Ancient Chaos, on Blogatog about what Mark can say about Streets of New Capenna, stated, "The set has some of the best top-down card-by-card design ever done. The factions are all top-notch, both mechanically and creatively, and the art is out of this world gorgeous." Now, the cynical among us jumped to respond, of course Mark is going to say that. He says that about every set. And Mark is not only the head designer of Magic, but he's essentially MTG's largest and fastest talking hype man. This isn't news. And while I do agree that Mark is not going to come out and say anything negative about an upcoming set, after years of paying attention to his comments on various upcoming sets, you begin to notice something. We'll take Battle for Zendikar, for example. While the set was a financial success for Wizards, this was mostly due to expedition lands hidden in random packs. From a gameplay and fan feedback standpoint, the set was a failure. To drive home the point, 4 years ago on March 25th, 2018, Mark responded to the question, "If you had to remove one set or block from Magic's history, which would it be?" by Tumblr user Dimondragon21. "I'd say Battle for Zendikar block." He was so disappointed in the set, it's the first he would cut out. He had so many other options. Homelands! He didn't even pick Homelands! He picked Battle for Zendikar. Yes, I'm aware that he felt safe in saying this because the set had been out for a while and was no longer in print. He even called it his worst success in another answer he gave the previous day. Okay, so we have established that after the fact he was very critical of the set. What about before it released? During the time when he is supposed to be hyping it up to fans? I dug through Blogatog during the run-up to Battle for Zendikar, and the most exciting thing he says about it is, "I'm excited for you all to play it too." Most of the answers are, "I can't talk about that yet," or "too soon to say." And remember, Mark gets to pick the questions he answers. He did, however, say he was concerned about BFZ's complexity level before the set was released. And not only that, all the questions he answered for Battle for Zendikar were mostly technical questions. Did it have X, or are we going to see Y? You can almost sense the lack of enthusiasm that usually permeates his blog for all of these questions. While Mark Rosewater is essentially the main hype man for Magic the Gathering, he is also a fairly logical and intelligent person. He's not going to blast a set he doesn't like or doesn't think is going to be a fun, limited environment, because that would probably cause issues at work. But he also isn't going to hype it up beyond what the marketing team asks him to do, because he knows that in a few months he will be saying the opposite when he answers questions on his blog or when he posts his Lessons Learned podcast episode of Drive to Work. With Battle for Zendikar, he started criticizing the set as soon as he felt he could safely do so. Mark often says Unvarnished Opinions, if he's able to, and if he can't be unvarnished, then he tends to stick with no comment, either by actually saying I can't talk about that right now, or simply by avoiding specific questions on his blog. Why pick a question asking him what they should be excited about for a set when he himself is not excited for the set? I realize that this is just my interpretation of his blog, but I do think it's kind of obvious when he likes a set and when he doesn't. What I'm trying to get at is that if Mark is excited about Streets of New Capenna and he is saying it has some of the best top-down design he's ever seen, I think it's okay if we get a little excited about it too. Follow me on TikTok and Twitter at FDS_MTG. Be sure to check out our Discord, link in the description down below. And also, click on stuff. Hello and welcome to FDS MTG News for Tuesday. Didn't even make it through the first sentence. Okay, 15 minutes after it launches. Massacres with both each on the field. Try that again. When they drew a second Meat Hook Massacre by finishing in the top 6, have gained, and Mark is only... The complexity of BFZ seems... He also is a fairly logical and intelligent person. This show is part of the CIP network, inspiring creativity, one episode at a time.